Hi, welcome back. Actually, not welcome back because this is the first time that you're here. Welcome to one of two of my new art studios. I mean, right now they're just kind of like empty rooms with wires and trash. But eventually, welcome back to my art studio. And since it's the new year, 2021, this actually marks the 10-year anniversary of the last time that I created a sketchbook. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but the last singular sketchbook that I had where I dedicated all my artwork to was in 2011. And in fact, I actually still have it here with me. This is my 17-year-old sketchbook. Right here, baby. And it's not that I don't have a sketchbook. As you guys know, I have tons and tons of sketchbooks. And the main reason I don't keep an actual one designated sketchbook is because I switch mediums so frequently. Sometimes I like to do oil painting. Sometimes I like to do colored pencils, charcoal drawings, watercolor, markers. I mean, you name it. I love to try out all different types of art supplies. And as you guys know, all of those mediums require different surfaces to paint on. So for the past 10 years, my process is when I want to draw something, I pick out a sketchbook, rip out the paper, and draw it from there. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have noticed that it's been a hot minute since I've drawn. And to be even more truthful with you guys, this whole entire past year, I was in a humongous art block. And I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to that, you know, it's hard to concentrate when the world's on fire, you know, so. But it is now 2021, baby. New house, new studio, and for the first time in a really long time, I'm ready to get my creative juices flowing and going. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and start my first sketchbook in a literal decade. Please be gentle. I'm so nervous. Okay, so it is currently day one of my 3-day drawing binge, if you will. Today's drawing theme is all about study. Today, I'm drawing things that I want to get better at, things that I haven't drawn in a while that I want to catch up on. So yeah, today's theme is all about back to basics. And I'm not talking about Christina Aguilera's 2006 album. Okay. Okay, day one. Day one is done. Day one was all about practicing, drawing, studying, and I consider it the warm-up day for the rest of the days. So the first thing I decided to draw was my own eyes in different movements. As you guys know, I rarely draw myself, and not just that, but sometimes it's hard to find reference photos from like the exact same photo shoot. So what better way to get the exact reference photo I want than using my own face? If I was ever to get my phone stolen, the person would think I'm an absolute psychopath for just taking the same photo literally thousands of times. The next thing I really wanted to work at was noses. Something weird about me is I love a good nose. I love the bumps, I love the texture, I love different sizes and colors. And out of all the noses, I really like this one. I think this one came out really cool. If you have a nose that's in this shape, I think it's really cool. So yeah, I decided to title this page Nosy. Now the next thing that I drew was actually a reference photo that I just randomly took middle of the day on a whim. Basically, my boyfriend Zach was like setting up some stuff in my studio. His hand looked really nice in the lighting and he has a very unique hand shape. And so yeah, just randomly I took a picture of it and was like, yep, I'm gonna draw that now. And surprisingly, even though this one looks, I guess, the most simple, this one actually took the longest. Because you guys know, hands are just like so weird to draw. The next thing that I drew was actually a really quick study. I was getting so bored with just using a black and white pencil. I was like,
bro, I need to add some color. I cannot do this.
So for this page, I decided to do some quick gesture drawings of Steve. Last video, I bought this for my art haul and somebody was like, oh hey, you should call him Steve. So at this point forward, when I talk about Steve, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Now, gesture drawing is really quick little scribbles of like whatever you're drawing. Not only does it create muscle memory, but God, it is so fun. So yeah, if you're like me and you like always worry about everything being perfect, try gesture drawing because I guarantee you it'll loosen you up right away. Now, the last drawing for day 1 is the best drawing that I think I've ever created. If you've seen the Mona Lisa, forget it because what you're about to see is the greatest drawing of all time. Ta-da! So basically at this point, it was actually late at night and I was getting really tired. What I did with the eyeballs, I was actually gonna do that exact same thing with lips, but I was just too tired. So I love the fact that I have like all these drawings and then wah. All right, so it is currently day 2. And today we are off to a very slow start. Basically what happened is this morning, the other tenant that used to live here came to the house looking for his check. I answered the door, I set off the alarm. Then the police came, so yesterday was all about practicing, warming up, stepping back into the realm of drawing again. But today we are getting serious. Today's theme is all about honing in my skill. Now, day 2 was focused all about realism, messing around with colors and proportions, and just like making things that look typically nice, you know what I mean? So yeah, the first thing that I have been absolutely
Dying to draw
was a pair of shoes. Look, I am obsessed with the 60s. I am obsessed with mod fashion. I think it's the best fashion of all time. Tell me this outfit is not just straight fire. Now, I actually got this reference from Pinterest. Pinterest has all kinds of things that you can use for reference photos and draw and, you know, just practice with your sketchbook a little bit, you know? And originally the reference photo background was a pure white, and I didn't want these boots to be just like floating in a white void, you know? So to go with the whole theme of the 60s, I added in a really nice baby blue, which I think complements the colors really well. So yeah, that was fun. I love a good go-go boot. Next up, we have some cherries that I drew. And even though this is like a really simplistic drawing, I'm obsessed with the yellow and the red colliding together. I think it's so fun and flirty. So out of all the drawings I did on day 2, this one is my favorite. And the last drawing that I did for day 3, two. And I gotta say, I went absolutely crazy with like the size of the lips. I went full on like Kylie Jenner. Seems like every time I get on TikTok now, like I always see a lip drawing, and subconsciously it made me want to draw lips, you know, so that's where this drawing came from. Okay, now today is day 3 of my drawings, and today I saved the absolute best for last. The last type of like sketchbook that I personally think of when I think of sketchbooks is really messy, full of creative ideas, not worrying about being perfect, colorful, experimental, even sloppy at times, you know? You know on Mean Girls when Lindsay Lohan can't control her words and she says she word vomits everywhere? I want to do that exact same thing, except art vomit all over my, oh God, I just realized how nasty that sounds. Okay. Okay, day 3. I am so excited to show you guys this section. Okay. Now for day 3, right off the bat, I went insane. I actually got this idea from a fellow artist named Karina Singh here on YouTube. Basically, you just gesture draw a bunch of random faces in one continuous loop. It is so fun, especially if you're like myself, who's like a perfectionist and always worried about everything. Try this, it is so fun. And by the way, I do have a photograph of what it looked like before the marker bled through. Now the next drawing is actually a challenge here on YouTube. So basically the challenge is you make a bunch of random shapes, a bunch of random blobs, and then you have to fill it in with your own character or ideas. I really like this guy. He's the coolest.
Bruh.
So yeah, this is probably one of the easiest ways to kickstart your creativity is blob drawing. I don't know if that's the correct term, blob drawing, blob challenge. I don't know, I just know it's a thing. Now this next drawing is my favorite one for day 3. Now you guys know, in the past, I have drawn Greek and Roman statues so many times. And each time that I do, I try to get it perfect. I try to get it pristine and just make it look as perfect as humanly possible. And so I basically did the exact opposite of making things look structurally sound. I added in a bunch of sloppy lines and pen strokes and basically just like went the complete opposite of where this drawing was originally gonna go to. So yeah, this one's really, really important to me. One thing that I absolutely love about sketchbooks is being able to use it as a diary to document your life. So I got my Polaroid out, I took some vibey pictures, and this page basically turned into like a little scrapbook, you know, a little snapshot of my day, if you will. I know I've said it a million times, but this is one of my favorite pages of the sketchbooks. And this actually brings us to the last 2 pages. And something you'll see with my artwork is the more tired I am, like the more sloppy the artwork itself gets. Example A. But yeah, for the last page, I just wanted to end on like a really bright note. Like I just wanted to add a bunch of crazy colors, mess around a little bit, and just end it on a really relaxed, chill note, you know? Yeah, I don't know about that last one. So it's the end of the day. I finished with all my drawings, all my projects for the past 3 days. And I have seen the light when it comes to sketchbooking. I can see that people use sketchbooks for learning, practicing, making something pretty, making something ugly, making something weird. It's all there. I had a great time making this video, and more importantly, I hope this video inspires you to go out and try something creative for 2021. It's the new year and I believe in you. Anyway guys, thank you so much again for watching. I hope you have a good day and I will see you next Friday. Bye.